What's up everyone, it's Shadow Schnuck Gaming here. Today doing something a little bit different. Going to be doing a review of the Xbox One trigger grip combo from, I believe it is the Collective Minds. Probably should have had that ready. About a $20 kit off of Amazon. Got it over Christmas, but what it is it's the side panels for the Xbox controller, and they are rubber coated. And they come with a mechanism in them that stops the trigger pull, and then it also has the pull adjustment in the top here. And basically, you see I have that one off. So the side panel's off, and then the trigger stop mechanism will go in here, and it stops the trigger from going all the way. And basically what it's for is the trigger doesn't need to go all the way down in a lot of games to fire. So you use a trigger stop mechanism, so once the gun fires, there's a bunch of dead space behind the trigger that you don't need. And then the trigger pull, which is what this tool is for, just goes in and you can adjust the pull per game. What that does is there's a bunch of dead space when you start to pull the trigger where the gun won't fire until you reach a certain point. So you adjust that trigger pull, and when you adjust that, it will give you, kind of like a hair trigger effect. So basically, I'll try to show it here. See if I can. I have the one side off. You can't really tell that this trigger is actually sticking out a little bit more, but you can see how far down it almost goes into where the plastic is. So there's a lot of, that's pretty, that's all the way out. That's a lot of trigger pull. Now, for most games, my trigger's been working. You can see that's it. So, you have all this versus, just that little bit amount. And in most games, like I was playing Call of Duty and I was spawning and had my finger like resting on here, and my gun was shooting when I spawned. So, it works pretty well. So some of my review stuff is I like these. I know Scuff makes something similar. Might be a little more complex, but they're pretty well built. They fit nice. I like the rubber finish. My first kind of complaint is I almost wish it was a little more rubbery, or maybe a little more like noticeable. You can barely feel it when it's on the controller. However, it does give it it is a little bit more comfortable. So I do like that. The stop mechanism at the end works fine. The trigger pull mechanism works fine as well. With the adjustments, I've had no problems with it. I think it has, increased my reaction time a little bit. It's allowed me to fire a little bit faster. I've been doing some crazy semi stuff in Call of Duty. The only problem I've experienced with it is because the triggers use almost a pressure amount. One problem I have is it's specifically in Halo, I can't use charge-up weapons. So charging the plasma pistol and charging like the plasma caster, I can't hold down the trigger. It will only count it as a single pull, because with the trigger pull in, it actually, in the trigger stop it actually won't go far enough to register as the trigger being held down. So that is like one problem I've ran into. The package, as you can see up here, it comes with this tool for removing the panels. It's pretty useful. The adjustment tool for adjusting your trigger pull. And then the pack, these are the old panels that came off the controller. I just set them in here. It comes with 8 of the thumbstick grips, 4 convex and 4 concave. 2 of each kind are the thicker, and then there's 2 thinner ones, so if you don't want as much added thumbstick. I like them. I think the convex is pretty good with the bumps. One problem I have is with the concave is there's the 4 bumps around it for you to feel. They've pretty much already worn off in a couple weeks. They're not the greatest. I didn't really get this kit for those, but I figured I'd get used to them And it's kind of true. I have been able to increase my look sensitivity just a little bit, it seems. Um, it was only like one level in Halo and like 2 levels in Call of Duty, so it wasn't much, but it makes a world of difference in the gameplay. But other than that, I mean, that's my review of the Collective Minds Trigger Stop Trigger Pull Kit. I mean, I like it. It's everything that I wanted. I probably prefer it over the Scuff because I didn't want the Scuff logo in the grips. But again, my only complaints are I wish those were a little more rubbery. Just a problem I have with the Halo charging weapons. I also had a problem with the Phantom Bow in Battlefield 4, but I've not noticed any other problems. I mean, everything else works. Black Ops 3, there's no problems whatsoever with it. And I mean, I like these. They just slide on. I mean, why buy an expensive pair of like the Control Freaks or something when this comes with these? And I think you can actually get something very similar, like the same exact 8-pack from some other company for really, really cheap on Amazon. But that's my review. I like it. I think it's helped my gameplay a bit. Hope everyone else likes this comment or this review. It'll probably be helpful. I mean, there's not a lot of stuff out there on this, so I'm hoping people will watch it and see exactly what it does. I wasn't sure when buying it if it was just a trigger pull or just a trigger stop, but it does both. So that's really something useful for you guys to know. I mean, there's the packaging and you see everything that comes with it in case you can't find that online. So I hope you enjoy this, and don't forget to check out all my other content and links, and see you all later.